Hello everyone, I'm Renee. Today playing Cookie Clicker. Yeah, I have to rename that. Psychic Muffin. What kind of a name is that? But to be fair, my channel name is Minute. But oh yeah, I should probably tell you guys. So this is Cookie Clicker, a game where you just click the cookie, and these like all these little things right here just automate your cookie clicking for you. Also, there are achievements such as wake and bake, have one cursor, have two cursors, 50, 100, 500, 1,000, so on and so forth. And then, a lot of other achievements. And also achievement for like renaming your thing, clicking right here, that, all of these other ones. And there are also achievements right here, such as cheat cookies in and bake like a million cookies within 10 minutes. Those ones are just the shadow achievements, which are specifically added to be nearly impossible to get. Quite literally, one of the achievements is get all like get to a million cookies without clicking. If I'm not mistaken, basically it's just bake cookies without clicking. In order to get cookies to buy the cursor, you have to click the cookie. So you can kind of see the uh, thing in that. Like you can kind of see the issue there. So there's also an achievement that I always forget where you click right here 50 times. Yep. I mean, on my last video attempt, like I did retakes instead of just cutting parts out. That's why my videos take forever to record. But anyway, so I kind of got the bake 1 million cookies within 25 minutes. All shadow achievement. Of course, that hurt my arm a lot, and I'm not going to be attempting to get it again. But hey, it is possible, albeit really tough. Also, I like how there's an achievement for just selling a grandma. I thought you loved me! That's literally the little splash text it has. And yes, I know, I wasted a little bit of cookies, but hey, worth it. I also think I found out that, I mean, by the way, I saw this thing phrased. It's like, I saw. If you were, if you get your channel verified via phone number, then you can post videos longer than 15 minutes. I always just assumed, oh, it's limited to 30 minutes. But now that I reread that, I'm now thinking, is it actually limited to 30 minutes? Or was it just all in my mind? But yeah, also on this, web app screen recorder, I can't actually determine how long I've been recording for. So that's why I have a stopwatch on my TV. Currently, I've been recording for like 5 minutes now. So let's hope I don't forget to check my stopwatch. Okay, I might just be going insane, but I I think that there's, if I'm not mistaken, there's an achievement that's just called indentured servitude. The pun is dentures. But yeah, yeah, I did have a little bit of a. I'm gonna start trying to do different things in my videos, such as uh, I guess we could just do a story time. So, when I was a little kid, well, I remember when I went into McDonald's with my father and my family and stuff. Well, I was like, "Oh, hey, look, there's a play place." And my father was like, "Oh yeah, you can go play while the food is being cooked and stuff, and until it arrives." So what do? I was like, "All right," and then I just run over to the play area, like the whatever the McPlay place or whatever that thing's called. Of course, I was like six or 5 or 6 at the time, and so I got lost in it and I couldn't get out, and so I just well screamed for help, and yeah, and now I decided that from that point on I would memorize like from like everything like I do. Like heck, I sometimes even start unintentionally remembering like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 clicks. But yeah, well, that was my whole McDonald's story. I would love to see you guys' stories in the comments. Well, of course, just keep them appropriate in the comment section. Like, don't also just don't tell us about your My Little Pony addiction. We all know you're addicted to My Little Pony. So, trying to think of another story that I could tell you guys. Well, except for the like that one time when I almost got my I got hit with a baseball bat one time. Like, so when I was going to like a Bible study thing, like it happened on every Tuesday and Thursday. Well, my younger brother and I, well, we were walking. He decided to bring a metal baseball bat and a wiffle ball. Also, we all could just play a game while we waited for everything to be set up and stuff. Well, that's the day I learned don't walk too close to a person who's swinging a baseball bat around like well a chimpanzee, just trying to get all the bugs away from him. And so I had to basically I was walking a bit too close. My younger brother, swung and missed the wiffle ball for the 20th time, and I was just a bit too close behind him, and when he did the backswing, it knocked me right off my feet. I remember just laying there, dazed for a bit. And yeah, Then I had to just, well, right when I noticed I was bleeding, I started screeching like a banshee. And then I ran over to, I think, my uncle's house. And they put a wet washcloth over my big old gaping wound. I, it happened all under my right eye. And I still have the scar to this day, I think. Unless if it's already healed. But yeah, I mean, so we went to the hospital. They did CAT scan, which was my very first CAT scan. I didn't flinch at all. Somehow, I don't know. Probably because I was just a little kid and I was like, "Oh, what's this?" But yeah, they determined that I had no broken bones, which to this day I have never broken a bone. But now that I say that, I jinxed it probably, and I'm gonna break a bone tomorrow by stubbing my left big toe on the wall. But anyway, after all that, well, oh yeah, by the way, it was my grandmother who took me to the hospital. I forgot to mention that. But yeah, then my grandmother and I just went off to get dairy, not Dairy Queen. We went to McDonald's and I got an Oreo McFlurry. So hey, it's a win lose situation. I got McDonald's McFlurry, but eating hurt like a crap because the doctor improperly put the tape over the bandage. Like basically, they glued and taped the wound shut, but they put the tape a bit too, like they put a bit too much tape, and they attached it to the side of my cheek. So whenever I opened my mouth, it would pull my eyelid down, which was absolutely hilarious to watch everyone's reaction. They're like, they really put the bandage, they put the tape too low, and so they fixed. Well, my aunt fixed it. But hey, that's not the very first open wound injury I've had. When I was even younger, I was excited to go to school. Like this was during the winter in my hometown, and I was like, "Let's go to school." I think it was I think it was a show and tell day because what little kid isn't excited for show and tell? But anyway, I was running along with my brothers. Like actually, no, my brothers were walking, and I was just running up ahead. Well, I decided to make the grave mistake of running on a boardwalk that was covered in ice, and so I slipped. A rusted nail was sticking up. I put my palms out to stop myself from falling, and my left palm got sliced right open. I remember hearing I remember when I literally had to have three adults, three full grown adults, prevent me from getting on the bus because I was just that dedicated to going to the show and tell. And so I went to the hospital, got my very first stitches, and let's just say I got to skip out on PE, like for a week. Well, a few weeks actually. And I got to chill with one of my best friends as well. So it was another win lose because I would have lost my left hand if the cut would have went any further. It almost hit a thing, like a vein, or what you call it. Like I think it almost hit a vein, but if it would have cut wherever it was about to cut, it I would have had to have my left hand chopped off. I mean, but hey, I would have been able to get a pirate hook. I get then, but knowing me, I would probably beg. I would have begged my mother, "Oh, can I get a pirate hook, please, please, please?" Because it would have been funny. But to be fair, I would have probably, knowing me, I would have tripped and it would have gouged my eye out. I mean, yeah. Also, when I was at my aunt's house, like for a little bit, I remember when my brothers and I were running around the yard, and there was just a big old tire in the yard. I think like it was the size of a tractor tire. That's how big it was. Like I don't think it was a tractor tire, but it was a big tire. But anyway, my brothers and I were like, "Hey, who can lift this?" We were dumb little kids back then, and so my older, my oldest brother was able to flip it. My older brother, well, second oldest, was able to lift it and well make it stand on its side. My younger brother was able to do the same. So whenever I tried lifting it, and I face planted right into that metal part, and there's just a big old red ball tire mark, like the tire rim, like tire rim marking on my whole right side of the face. And so yeah, well, I learned my lesson from that day: lift with your legs, not your back. And also, don't try pushing the tire up. Instead, lift the tire up. But yeah, I mean, sorry. I'm trying to think of any other tales to tell. I mean, other than the fact that when I was at my, well, like when I was at my hometown, and so basically there were two different houses I was at. Like, I lived on a house, we call it the house on the hill and the house on the highway because that's pretty much where they were. Well, when I was living at the house on the hill, well, this was the house I was living at before me and my family moved to a new house, and then I moved. Well, I was moved, but anyway, yeah. But yeah, at the house on the hill, I remember when my brother my brothers would ride a lawnmower down the hill. I'm not talking like one of those ride mowers. I'm talking a push mower. They would literally position it at the top of the hill and just climb on top of it and then ride it down. Me, of course, I was too cowardly to do it. And then, also, here's another tale. When it was Easter, well, I was living at my aunt's house and stuff. Well, I remember when I would ride my bike around, like to and from the park. The park was literally just down the street. Like you could see it from the house. Like you could see it from the house. But anyway, there are two different tales. The first one was like it was on Easter. Well, I was riding my bike to the park. Well, because they were setting up the Easter eggs for us to hunt. But anyway, whenever they called for us, like, hey kid, hey guys, the Easter eggs are ready for you guys to find. Well, I decided I'd try and go full speed on my bike, and I thought, oh, it'd be pretty cool is if I do a weird trick. So I tried making my bike got a 45-degree angle to the ground because I was a dumb little kid, and I I kind of lost control and I skid on the gravel. My entire left leg scraped up that day, and I learned, oh, I really shouldn't try and do bike tricks again. Not unless I can guarantee I can do them. But yeah, second story. I don't remember when this happened, but it did not happen on Easter. But yeah, one day when I was wanting to get up at the park, I rode my bike. I was riding my bike over. Well, there was a dog the size of a Chihuahua that decided to chase me. Of course, I was screaming my little butt off because hey, that thing was scary. Okay, because hey, it's a tiny dog. You never know how those things will. You never know their power. And of course, I was a little kid as well, so I had to run full speed, like towards my aunt's house. Meanwhile, the dog was still chasing me, and of course, the dog, well, disappeared after that. Like it, like no one heard it, but like I didn't see the dog, like because I had my back turned towards it, because I was sprinting. I think that dog decided just to stop chasing me. Probably the owner, well, decided to get it. But and from that day on, um, I'm kind of scared of dogs because of that day. I mean, also I didn't, I couldn't guarantee that the dog would attack me, but I didn't want to take my chances that day, so that's why I decided to run away from it. But yeah, that's been story time with Minute. Thank you guys for listening to some of my random stories and watching me play Cookie Clicker. And I hope to see you all next one. Bye, guys.